Hey folks, it's Jim, it's Julie, it's episode 273 of Geeking Out. Welcome to the show. We've got 7 reviews, I believe.
7?
I believe so, unless my math is horrible, which it probably is. So we've got 7 new reviews for you this week, and I'm going to start off this week with Paper Dreams. There's no story here.
Oh.
It's just an art book.
That's fun.
Alright, so what this is basically a collection of Ben Dunn's commissions, covers, sketches, etc., from about 1997 till now. So there's about 100 or so pages with lots and lots of really cool images that you've probably never seen before.
That's
so
neat.
For $15, it's really a good deal, especially if you're a big Ben Dunn fan. So, if you're a big Ben Dunn fan, sorry Ben.
A big Ben Dunn fan?
Yeah, don't fire me, please. If you're a big Ben Dunn fan, or a manga fan that really likes to see the process that goes into doing a comic, check this one out. It's a lot of fun, and the price is right for 100 pages.
Alrighty. First up for me this week is Smallville Alien #1. This is the first issue in a myriad...
I wonder who the alien is.
Spoiler alert, it's Clark.
Yeah, I thought so.
So, the jig is up for Clark. Well, it's half up. The world now knows that Superman's an alien. And in the wake of this revelation and a meteor shower over Russia, it left Russia with a little present. Just the right suitors about to come knocking on the Russian president's front door. So Clark's got a lot of things going on in this book as he tries to figure out what's going on with the meteor shower. How can he convince the world that he's, kind and happy and a Boy Scout.
And that he won't kill everyone that within eyesight.
Exactly. And he's dealing with the backlash of the world finding out that he's not really one of them. It's a really interesting book, and I'm not gonna lie, it makes me wish I had been reading more Smallville, because the book is really well done, the art is really enjoyable, and yeah, I think that if you guys enjoyed Smallville in any part, you should absolutely check this one out.
Alright, next up we have a book from a couple weeks ago, Revelations #1, by Jenkins and Humberto Ramos, who's going to be doing the reboot on Spider-Man when Peter Parker comes back.
That's exciting.
Yeah, we all know Peter Parker's coming back. So.
That's amazing.
You're so fired. Alright. So, in this one, a successor to the Pope is killed at the Vatican. And they call on atheist London detective Charlie Northern to come in and try and find out who's done this.
Who done it?
Yep, basically it's a murder mystery at the Vatican.
That actually makes me think a lot of the Da Vinci Code.
Kind of, but better. Because he's an atheist. So, basically, he's trying to solve the case that the police cannot, while uncovering hundreds of years of conspiracy and corruption within the Vatican.
Ooh.
So, this is really, really an interesting story. With a very interesting protagonist, which I really like. And this is probably going to sound odd, but I think this is Humberto Ramos' best work I've ever seen.
Cool.
Superhero or otherwise. This is just a gorgeous book. So, if you're a fan of Ramos's work, check this out. It's absolutely wonderful, and it's got a really good, compelling story.
Alright. Next up for me is one for the Firefly fans out there. This is Serenity Leaves on the Wind, #1 of 6.
It's a continuation from where the movie left off.
Yes, it is.
So the title makes no sense because Wash is dead.
It makes perfect sense, you just have to read it.
Okay.
Makes complete sense. So, we pick up, as Jim said, where the movie left off, and we meet our new pilot, River Tam. You know, the kind of crazy lady? Yeah.
One who kicks mucho ass? Yes.
Yes. She's the new pilot.
Well, this can't end horribly.
And we walk into a scene where Captain Mal and Inara are fighting over what to do next. Because Mal wants to continue laying low, because, you know, the Alliance is hunting them.
Yep.
And Inara...
As the Alliance is wanting to do.
Yes. And Inara is making the logical case that the ship is out of money and almost out of food, so they need to take a job. All that falls by the wayside when, spoiler alert, if you haven't somehow seen Serenity and you don't know this.
Or Firefly, and then we have to ask, what the hell is wrong with you?
Spoiler alert. It all goes by the wayside when Zoe gives birth, and there are complications that they need to go deal with.
Well,
Yes.
that came out of nowhere.
No, it didn't.
Oh, well.
It came out of the end of Serenity and
Yeah,
also out of the...
It's been a while since I watched it. Okay.
So, you guys should absolutely check this out. It is the way it's been written, because it is a Zach Whedon book, so he has the inside scoop straight from his brother.
Yep.
Everything sounds like the characters. As I read it, I heard their voices. It was so wonderful. It felt exactly like watching an episode. My only beef is that, of course, this book is the little clip before the credits roll that gives you a taste for the episode. So, be prepared, folks, that when you read this, you're going to want more, but it all is not lost because the next issue comes out on February the 14th. So it's only 2 weeks away. You'll definitely want to check this one out, guys.
Alright, so, next up, let's go from deep, deep space to the Empire of the Dead.
Does this have anything to do with, you know, the Empire?
No.
Oh.
Sorry.
That would have made this book far more interesting.
What, zombie Darth Vader?
Yes.
Ugh.
Why has this not been done yet?
I'm pretty sure it has.
Well, then I need to find it.
Okay. Well, anyway, this is Empire of the Dead from the Zombie Meister, the man who pretty much created the zombie subculture that we know and love today, George A. Romero. So, this happens 5 years after the zombie apocalypse / outbreak begins. New York is now a quarantine zone.
Cool.
So, they send in Penny Jones.
Penny, another penny.
Yeah, another Penny.
Alright.
Who just happens to be related to Barbara from Night of the Living Dead and is her sister.
Now, when you say Barbara,
Yeah.
is this Gordon?
No.
Ah.
Sorry.
Also would have made it much cooler.
Yes. But, so, here's the thing. We assumed that Barbara was eaten in Night of the Living Dead. You don't see her get eaten. But her brother, who is zombified, takes her out. And you never see her again. So we all assumed that she was eaten. Apparently not.
Alright.
Apparently, her brother, who was a zombie, took her out and threw her into a barn and was about to eat her, but then the militia showed up and shot him to death, but he stood in front of her to save her life. So now, Penny, 5 years later, has come to New York to try and find other smart zombies, to reform them, to tame them.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Generally not a good idea. So we're going on the path of where Romero has gone before in the films, showing how zombies are evolving and retaining memories and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then the vampires show up.
That sucks.
Yeah. This is interesting. How they're implementing, how George Romero is implementing zombies and vampires into the same universe is very intriguing. And with the way the cover's done, I'm waiting for the Zompire section. I mean, we all know Zompires are coming.
It has to happen.
It has to happen. But honestly, if you are a fan of the Dead series, this is well worth your time in reading and continues from where those left off. So if you're a Romero fan, check this one out. I had a lot of fun with it, and just seeing that Barbara survived night, it kind of blew my mind. I'm like, what? I actually had to go and rewatch Night of the Living Dead just to see if she honestly survived. And I'm like, okay, they don't show her dying, so I believe Romero's writing.
Fair enough. Alright, folks, last up for me today. Batman and Robin Annual number 2. Months after Damien's death, Bruce and Alfred
he's still dead. How long until he comes back?
Months after Damien's death, Bruce and Alfred find a box for Dick, enticing him to recap his first week as Robin and his first encounters with Tusk.
Oh, this can't end well.
It ends fantastically. What are you talking about? So, this is a really cute story. It gives some interesting perspective on how Batman and Robin Alpha, I guess, Robin 1, however you want to distinguish the Robins. It gives an interesting look at how...
How many have there been in 5 years?
4 in 5 years, according to this continuity.
Yeesh.
And one of them is dead. Actually, 2 of them died.
Oh, jeez.
So, but this gives an interesting look at...
Looks like we're going to need another Robin.
This gives a very interesting look at how Bruce and Dick's relationship develops. And I absolutely, if you are a Batman and Robin or a Dick fan at all, you should absolutely check this book out.
And I'm trying not to laugh after that last comment. But anyway, last up for me this week and last for this week is Hacktivist number 1, which was created by Alyssa Milano, apparently.
So, supposedly.
Yes, though she has really nothing to do with the actual comic whatsoever.
That we know of.
That we know of. So, if she does, then tell us, people. Because her name's on the book, but her name's not in the credits.
Sure it is. As the creator.
Based on ideas, but she certainly didn't write it. Anyway, Ed Hitchcox and Nate Graft are the co-founders of Your Life, a social networking company that has changed the way the world stays connected. But, in secret, they are also Save Yourself, the largest white hat hacking group on the planet. And they intend to spark a revolution.
They're gonna start a revolution?
Yeah, apparently.
Alright.
Should I just add in the drum sound? Yeah. Alright, so this is interesting yet boring. The characters themselves are interesting, but every event throughout this book bored me. It was so talky. And I'm okay with talky books. I'm a Michael Crichton fan. I read a lot of talky books. But Crichton books never bored me. There was always action and adventure. This just kept talking and talking and talking.
What do you expect from a bunch of hackers?
Yeah, well, I expect a bit more. And sadly, I did not get it. So, I can't highly recommend it unless you want to see the a book apparently by Alyssa Milano. So, honestly, can't highly recommend it unless you're a Alyssa Milano fan and want to see what she might be up to right now. Alright, so that brings us to the close of another exciting episode. Be sure to join us next week as we review a couple more books that come in. And according to the previews, apparently Deadpool's getting married.
I had not seen that yet.
Yeah, so
that's
there's
exciting.
that. Be sure to join us in 2 weeks when we celebrate episode 275. We will see you soon. Have a good one.